Ah, cool. See, Salesforce is what? Salesforce is a CRM. Basically, it's a database what the business people will be using to maintain their business data. When I say business, it could be any enterprise level business, it could be any mid-sized business, and there are very less scenario where we'll have to deal with very, I mean, small business, because Salesforce is a cloud application. Okay, and the license are a little bit costly. Okay, most of the time you'll be dealing with a customer who is like, we'll be dealing with the enterprise level customer. Okay, so let me just tell you a small example. How does it work in real time? But before even that, let me show you how to sign up for a Salesforce org. So you know what, you people have to go to here, developer.salesforce.com. I'm just pinging you this in the chat window. You have to go to here. It's a cloud application. Okay, you don't have to install anything, you just have to sign up. Have to click on sign up button. Got it? You have to sign up like how you sign up for your Gmail and Facebook and all. Email. Give all your details: phone number, first name, last name, your username, your company name. Company name could be anything. Okay, ABCD 1 2 3 4, whatever you want to give. Okay, and then sign it up. So once you sign up, you'll get an email which contains your password. You can reset your password there. Got it? So you will have your username and password. Once you have your username and password, you have to go to login.salesforce.com. Okay, it's login.salesforce.com. I will again ping this into chat window. So first link is for signing up, second link is for login. So Basant, can you give me your username and password so that I can log in?
Yeah, let me ping you. Once again.
Yeah. Guys, got it right? How to sign up for Salesforce?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay. Okay, so I will just log in with Basant's username and password. He'll be giving it to me. Okay, once you sign up for Salesforce, I mean, as a customer, okay, or as a developer, consultant, Salesforce admin, you have to just go to this process. I mean, you have to follow the same process. You have to go to login.salesforce.com and you have to give your username and password, and you can start working with this. Okay, so here I'm just username, the password. Okay, so when I say Salesforce, it is a Basant, give me the verification code into your Gmail.
Yeah, once.
So when I say this is a cloud application, right? So let's understand what is this cloud computing and how does Salesforce relate with this cloud computing. Okay, so first of all, cloud computing is nothing but let's say you're using computer over the internet, and there is someone other end of your computer who is handling your request. One simple example, let's say you are uploading some images into Dropbox, into Google Drive. So there is someone who is taking care of your request. Are you storing the data into your local machine? No, you're storing into Dropbox. So Dropbox is the service provider. Correct? Um, Cloud computing, we do classify into three different parts: software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Any idea about software as a service? Anybody here? It's a very famous terms. I think have heard it. Any idea?
So SaaS is something you don't install, you use a web to access, right? And you don't buy the whole software and install it. You just rent it.
Exactly correct. So as Tim said, right? So SaaS is what, suppose you want to play a music in your system. In order to play a music in your system, what do you need? You need a media player. Could be iTunes, could be VLC media player, could be anything. Instead of installing the media player software, okay, what if play the music in online? So when you're playing the music online, there's a software which you are not installing in your machine, which is already being installed into cloud, which you are using as a service. Who's the service provider? It could be any company. Correct? That's what the software as a service. So you're not installing, but you're using. So Salesforce will be learning what the entire ecosystem of Salesforce in next 1 month. So if you see, Salesforce is an online tool, okay, is an online software which has a lot of potential, okay. It can do a lot of things, okay, in order to help the business, to automate everything of the business. Now everything comes up as a software. Who is the provider? Salesforce.com is the service provider, and we'll be using the whole software as a service. We, in the sense, we the consultants, the developers, also the customers will be using as a service. There is no dependency. They don't have to install anything. It's an online application. Okay, they have to use as a service. So whole Salesforce.com is nothing but a software as a service. Okay. Now in Salesforce, there are two different parts. One is admin, one is development. When you'll work for a real-time project, you will see there are certain things where you don't have to write any code. All you have to do is a drag and drop functionality. This is what? This is admin. If you see my screen, in the left side, we have a lot of administrator options. We'll be learning them one by one all. So through the help of this admin functionality, we do not have to write a single line of code, but we can perform lots of activities through this, lots of powerful activities. But there will be certain scenario where you have to write your own coding, where the admin will not help you up. Admin can help you till a certain limit. There are certain things where you have to write code. When I say you have to write code, can you write the code in Notepad? You cannot write the code in Notepad, right? Notepad cannot understand your coding. It can understand only English language, right? So when I say code, there should be some language, correct? Coding means there could be some language. In Salesforce, we have a language called Apex. Apex is the language which we'll be learning in our development session. From the scratch we'll be learning. Okay, from the ABCD we'll be learning. This language is very similar to Java, .NET, and all object-oriented programming language. Okay, if you have a basic idea, that's very good. If you don't have any idea, that will be again very good, because I'll be starting from the scratch everything. So people has no idea about coding, Salesforce is for them. Okay, Salesforce, as I said, it's a tool which is being developed by Salesforce.com. So when you write code, right, there are so many things has already been done. You don't have to write from the scratch, right? I'm the one going to teach you, how to use that existing functionalities, existing one, to make your functionality happen. You don't have to write code from the scratch. Okay, so anyway, Apex is the language which we'll be learning in our development session. Now when you write some code in Apex, you need a platform, right? You cannot write the code in Notepad or Notepad++. You need a platform where you can write the code. So in order to make a high-end applications, which involves a lot of admin functionality and a lot of coding as well. So admin, anyway, we can do it here. But what about coding? Where can we write the code? in our development session again we'll see there's something called, if you click on your name, okay, you'll be getting something called developer console. You got it. This developer console is nothing but a platform where you can write your own code. You don't have to be dependent essentially to any platform, like, you don't need to install any Eclipse, NetBeans or something. Everything you have to do is log in into salesforce.com. They do provide their own platform. The name of the platform is what? Is the force.com platform. And this is the platform where you can write your you can write your new Apex class. So this is basically force.com platform where you're going to write our own code. That platform is nothing but the second part of cloud computing. Okay, it's called platform as a service. Force.com platform is a high-end platform where you can write your code and you don't have to install the platform. So you don't have to install the platform. You can simply use the force.com platform that has been given by Salesforce, which is a platform as a service. So basically Salesforce, the whole Salesforce platform is a SaaS, software as a service, and the platform given by Salesforce, which is the force.com platform, is nothing but a Paas. Currently Salesforce, they are not into infrastructure as a service. Okay, they do provide these two things. When I say platform as a service and force.com platform, I'll tell you the reason why Salesforce is the #1 CRM in the market. See, CRM itself is a different segment into IT industry, right? CRM is a different segment, and in that CRM is a very huge segment. I mean, 50% of the IT industry it's covered by CRM, right? Now, when I say CRM and why Salesforce is the best CRM, because first of all, whatever you do in Salesforce, it will be there into cloud. Second thing is, you don't have to be dependent essentially for writing codes. And previously, we had a CRM called Siebel CRM. I'm not sure if you have heard about it. Siebel, it was a time 2003, 4, 5. It was the best CRM. That rate was like $120, $150 per hour. That was the best CRM at the time. But Salesforce, I mean, it came into the market full-fledged in 2007 or 8. But the Salesforce technology got introduced by 1999, but it came into the market with a little bit of mature product by 2007 or 8. So after it came, right, Siebel market has gone. Why? Because first of all, Salesforce, everything happens into cloud. You don't have to worry about the data. The million trillions of data, whatever you put, it will be there into cloud. What you need? You just need a mobile phone, laptop, even a smartwatch to access your data. Do you get me? So that's how it happened. So Salesforce is very much, I can still remember, if you work for any other technology, right, apart from this Salesforce, if you're a developer, correct? So before even you start writing your code, before even start building your application, you have to work on the setup, like the server. Lot of things is there. You have to put a lot of effort. If 1 month is the duration, around 10 days you have to invest on the setup of that. But in Salesforce, from the day 1, you can start writing your own code. You can start building your application. The setup, you don't have to worry. The platform, everything that it has been given by Salesforce. So as a developer, as an admin, our job is very much simple. In fact, we will see how to deploy those things from one sandbox to another sandbox and other things, right? So in Salesforce, that is also very much easy. It's a point and click. It just takes 2-3 minutes of time to deploy something into production. Where if you take other CRM, other technologies, it takes so much of time. There are so many dependencies, right? You cannot simply put something from sandbox to production. That's what the beauty of cloud computing and especially Salesforce. So as of now, Salesforce is the #1 CRM. Next 15 years, maybe next 100 years also, but next 15 years nobody can beat Salesforce. We cover almost all the industries. When it comes to CRM, people has to use CRM. You name any company who has a business, they have to use CRM, Salesforce CRM. You name any company, okay, they use Salesforce. Any company, they have a Salesforce, I mean, they have a business data, have to use salesforce.com. Okay, so when you look for a job, you have a wide range where uh, you can apply for a job. That's all about cloud computing, all this thing. Any question you want to ask me? Is there any question you want to ask? Probably in our 6th or 7th class, we'll be learning there's something called workflow, right? So workflow is what is something through which you can automate the process. But there is a lot of limitations was there into workflow. So as a developer, we always had to write code to overcome the limitation. So people raise a concern to Salesforce. Now Salesforce has come up something called process builder, through which you don't have to write code, but it's the kind of extension of workflow. You got it? So they are coming up with a lot of new features. Every new release, there are 4 releases in a year. Every new release, they come up with some new features. Okay, where the development activities are trying to reduce. So as a developer, admin, or customer, our life is hassle free because all the headache is being taken care by Salesforce.com. Let's understand the ecosystem end to end. You'll get the benefit. You'll understand the benefit of this. Any other question?
So I have a quick question. So yeah, admin part is there. When it comes to integrating, learning about APIs and all that, you do need a developer experience, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So end of our so that's okay. Let me tell you something about this. See, Salesforce admin and development anyway, it's a part of the life cycle. Okay, you have to learn this. But nowadays, most of the people knows about Salesforce admin and development. You should know something which other people doesn't know. I suggest people to learn about, as you said, integration. Integration is a part of every project. Integration will be there in every project. So it's a kind of added knowledge you can put in your resume. Anyway, integration, if you want, I can teach you end to end. Okay, how does the integration happen? With the project, I'm going to teach you end to end these integrations. So yeah, definitely integration will be there in almost every project because Salesforce is an independent database. Now the data will be coming from a different system, or the data you have to send in a different system. That you have to know how you're going to make the communication. I'll take care of this. This is kind of advanced development. You should be taking care, after the admin, then the development, then the integrations.
Okay.
Fine. Anything else?
See, like Raj, I have a quick question.
Shakti.
Any other softwares here, we don't want to worry about the platform, right? Linux operating system, nothing.
No. You can, as a developer, you can write your code in your iPhone also. There is no dependency, not even a dependency for your internet browser. Like you have to use Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Safari, nothing like that. It's very much flexible.
Okay. I just installed, I created a login username and the password for that, but still I didn't get the page. What
Salesforce is all about your helping a business. So we have to know how the business happen end to end. It's not about learning the Salesforce technical terminologies end to end. That will never help you. It will help you, but if you are trying to get some consultant level or some good experience, right? Only the technical knowledge will not help you. You have to understand the business as well. End of the day, Salesforce is a customer relationship management tool which helps the business, right? So before even I teach you one single topic, right, I'm gonna give you a lot of real-time business scenario which you might have seen in your day-to-day activities. If you have a fair idea about the business, after that I talk about that the technical terminology, you can relate the technical stuff with the business. that will be the real-time exposure. Okay, so you have to understand the business very deeply. That's the very important thing. Correct. So let's start with a small business. Okay, I'm going to discuss how does this real-time business happen. I'm going to discuss about a story. I'll give a story first, and then I'll come into the Salesforce technical terminology. Whenever I'm teaching, if you have any question, you can stop me, okay, and you can ask me that. I'll be glad to answer. Let's say
Raj,
yep.
Raj,
Okay.
you didn't explain about what is infrastructure as a service.
Infrastructure as a service, huh? Infrastructure as a service, it is something Salesforce don't give. So basically, what did I say? Let's say you are creating a new website. Okay, the website you are creating in Java and JSP. Okay, and what you want the website to be visible in one Android application and one iOS application, right? So there are 3 developers, one a Java developer, one Android developer, one iOS developer working for the same project. So what do you need? Basically, you need a server, you need a LAN connection, you need a good setup, right? So that setup, there are some company. Have you heard about Amazon Web Services, AWS?
Yeah.
The big tool, right? They provide this type of infrastructure as a service. So this type of a whole infrastructure, instead of because nowadays putting a server, if the server slow down, goes down, then that's all your responsibility. So instead of going on that, right, you can pay some dollars, and there are a few companies who can give you the service in the whole infrastructure. They'll give you as a service. Okay, the Salesforce is now into SaaS and Force.com platform as a service. You got a fair idea what is infrastructure as a service?
Yeah.
Please mute your mic. Can hear noise of TV and others. Okay, so we got a request from Ankita. If you're not speaking, please be on mute. Okay, cool. So let's understand one business, okay, end to end. Suppose your customer is, can you tell me a customer name? You know what? Automobile industries, healthcare industries, everybody use Salesforce.com nowadays. You name any company. You name Harley Davidson, Rolls Royce. In healthcare, you name any company. Everyone use Salesforce, right? Let's say your customer is nothing but Land Rover. Land Rover is a big company, right? The company has put up maybe 50 years back, but Salesforce is a new technology. So they have heard about Salesforce. Previously, suppose they were, what do you say? They were suppose getting their data into some Excel file or some other CRM, but now they have heard about Salesforce.com, which is the best CRM. So they have come to you. You are working in suppose IBM. Okay, you are the consultant, Salesforce consultant working in IBM. So Land Rover, essentially, they don't have any Salesforce team. So they have come to IBM saying like, hey, could you please implement my CRM, Salesforce CRM for Land Rover? So you will say, yes, we're going to take the project. See, there are a couple of different roles and responsibility you can apply for. First would be Salesforce admin or Salesforce development. So as a Salesforce admin and development, you have to do all that technical stuff. There is another roles and responsibility like business analyst. Business analyst job would be, you'll be working in IBM. There will be some product manager who will be working from Land Rover. Your job would be talk to the product manager, get the requirement correctly, and give the when you say get the requirement, see here business analyst mean it should be like techno-functional business analyst. Means the business analyst should have a whole technical knowledge. It's a cloud application. You cannot commit something wrong to the customer. When I say business analyst, you should have some technical knowledge. All the technical knowledge you should have before even you commit and get the requirement. Correct? So that's all. That's another is we have testers, right? I mean, Basant is applying for testers. So that could be manual or automation testing will be happening. So Land Rover will be giving some sort of requirement which IBM people will develop. The admin and developer will develop, and there will be a testing team who will be testing, will be doing this testing stuff. Now when you do the testing, there also you have to know the whole CRM, the whole ecosystem you should know, right? And there will be something called consultant. Consultant job would be to talk to the business analyst, get the requirement, and write the design part. I mean the whole architecture they have to do. It's all depend on the budget of the project. Sometimes they have only one consultant who should talk to the Land Rover team, and there is one or two developers will be working on the actual project. It's all depend on the budget, right? I mean Salesforce project hardly it goes for 2 to 3 months. It's a very small project. It's not like Java.NET which is to go for 2 to 3 years. Everything is done in Salesforce. Okay, there are a few things only you have to do. So the configuration it takes hardly 3 to 4 months, maximum 4 to 5, 6 months is maximum. You'll never see a project, a development project which is going on more than 6 months. Cool. And now you'll get a lot of support project where you have to support the application. In the support application, again the same thing will be there. There will be a coordinator or the business analyst, and there will be 1 or 2 developer who will be doing the support activities. So you can get any position over there. Just to make sure, just to show you the jobs and position, right? Just watch this out. Everybody is from USA, correct? So I recommend students to use this website to apply for a job after you graduate. So people who are having green card hold, right? They can definitely go for this Salesforce jobs in United States. So this website is basically for Salesforce. You can apply for any country. Okay, this is okay. You have all the jobs over here. Salesforce Data Architect, New York. See the pay what Salesforce can give you is the highest pay I can deliver. See the 190K, right? $80 or something. That's what you're gonna get the maximum pay as a Salesforce admin. They're getting $40 to $60. So admin, I would say, if you get a job as an admin, try to get a role where you have to play admin and development both, because anyway Salesforce has nothing to do much, right? But then if you say admin, it's like same old thing you have to do for your whole career, right? So I request people to learn about the admin and development both, and try to get a job where you have to apply all your admin and development expertise both. Okay, so this link I can share with you. Check this out. This is not required now. Once you train in Salesforce, once you're done with your certifications, then you can apply jobs over here directly. Okay, so we'll be learning this admin, development, as team requested, integration, and after that we'll be talking about the certification. So essentially in Salesforce there are 2 certifications that you have to take. One is admin certification, one is developer certification. Okay, it's not you have to take, but if you see here, sponsored PD1 certification. PD1 is nothing but developer certification. So these people will sponsor for this. Okay, see there are a few jobs who used to look for a person who has already this type of the certifications with them. Salesforce business analyst. Business analyst means like how I said. Okay, so if you are anybody is interested for certification, that is the module that I am going to take here after the whole course. Okay, any questions so far? Car, right? So they have introduced a brand new car called Land Rover 100. Suppose that's the car model. So this car they have introduced recently. Now if they want to sell this car, okay, if they want to sell this car, right, to all over the world, right, what would be the first thing that they have to do? What do you say? There's a new
Marketing?
car launched. Marketing, that's a good thing. Okay, so if that's a new car, right? See, my name is Raja. I'm sitting in India. I don't have any idea what is this car all about, but I have a budget to afford this car. I'm actually looking for this car. How do I know that there's a car called LR100 which is in my budget from Land Rover? So they have to do the marketing, right? So in order to sell any product, you have to do the marketing. Now when the marketing is coming into the picture, right, Land Rover, they have to know where exactly people have the buying potential. I mean to say, there's something called target audience. The Land Rover people cannot go to any rural place and they can sell their market their product, right? So they need to go somewhere where people can afford it, right? Correct. So suppose they are doing this campaign, doing this marketing in India. And in India, we have a lot of software companies, and all the companies are sitting into an IT park. In one IT park, there are so many IT companies. Okay. Now they thought, okay, in India, there are a couple of IT companies and IT parks are there where people can afford it. So they have started their campaign over there. What I mean to say is, for any business, before even they start doing the marketing, they have to understand who is my target audience. Correct? Who is the target? Before even any movie releases, right? They used to capture particular audience, right? That's the called target audience, and then according to that they used to do the marketing for any product. Okay, it could be any movie, it could be any Land Rover LR100, any product. You have to understand who is the target customer, and based on that you have to go for the marketing. Okay, so as I said, Salesforce is a CRM. When I say CRM, what does it mean? It's a 50% of the CRM is nothing but a database where Land Rover, they're gonna put all their campaign related data. They're gonna put all their whatever business related information they have, they are going to store into salesforce.com, and that should be there into cloud. Okay, so that's how it happened. Now what happened is, we have essentially something called objects. Anybody has an idea about SQL? SQL Oracle database?
Yes.
Have you heard about table?
Yes.
What is this table all about?
Yes, we know tables and all those fields.
Yeah.
Place
So
where you store the
basically,
data.
where you store the data. So table is basically where you store the data. Now, whatever we call table, right? In Salesforce, it's a database, right? And you have to store the data. So you need a table, correct? You need a rack, you need an almirah where you can store the data. We in Salesforce, we have something called objects. You see, campaigns is nothing but an object in Salesforce. The technical term we say is objects, where you can store all the campaign related informations. You got it? Campaign is an object where you can store all the campaign related informations. When I say campaign related informations, can you tell me what are the things that you have to capture for a campaign? I'll help you with a couple of fields like campaign location. So you have to think through a data perspective. What data Land Rover they need to store for a campaign? Campaign locations and
Model name, car model
model
name.
name which they are marketing, which they are doing the marketing. Okay, model name.
The price.
Okay, see the model name, price, and specification of that car. So this is what? This is nothing but a product.
Yeah.
Right? Model name, price, and specification, what is the mileage, what is the, all these things that comes under the products, right? So
Okay.
Land Rover, they could have more than hundreds of products. So
Okay.
all the products information they are storing where? Into the product object. Do you see a product? So for that we have a separate object called product. They can store all their products information over there. Model name, prices, specification, mileage, everything.
Okay.
Okay. So let's not capture this here. So this should be a pure
Be
campaign
assigned
related
to like
information.
a sales or marketing person.
Yes.
Total
So we can.
responses.
Which one? What is this, team?
Total responses, like how many people interacted in a campaign.
Yeah, that's correct. So let me go one by one. I got another call. We can make it a manager name, right? There'll be some manager who will be handling the campaign, correct? And then as Tim said, how many people has interacted in the campaign, right? So total number of people who has interacted, right? That also you can put over here. Number of you cannot say customer, correct? Because they have not paid so far. Do you think people will come to my campaign, they will pay immediately? If it is $1 of product, if it is $1 million of product, business never happen with a single day and over the night, correct? So it's all interested customer. That's okay. What else?
Budget.
Budget for the campaign. Okay, that's very good thing. Budget for the campaign. And when you say budget, definitely there will be some expected revenue, correct? If let's say there's a campaign happening in California city and there's another campaign happening in high-tech city Hyderabad, the expected revenue would be different, right? Correct. Expected revenue. Richard said feedback about the product. Feedback about the product, can you store over here? Yes, that also you can store. That's a good thing. Feedback about the product, about the model. Okay, what else?
Campaign start date, campaign end date.
Feedback I got. What else you have posted in the chat? Timelines, I took the timelines, Ankita. Cost involved, that else I took. Okay, what else? What do you think? Is there something we're missing? Cool. So let's put this much data on it. So this is called fields. Campaign location is a field. Start date is a field. Expected revenue is the. Now, if I go back to my campaign object, so the sales executive who is working for Rolls-Royce, what is this company? Land Rover. They will be going to the campaign. They will be logging with this their credential. They'll be going to the campaign and click on new button, and they will start storing the campaign details, like the campaign name, whether the campaign is active, what is the type of the campaign, start date, end date, expected revenue, budget for the campaign, and everything. Do you see? So these are already created. This is called what? This is called
Standard fields.
Standard fields. Campaign is an object and these are the fields. Now if you see, there are lots of standard fields. Means did I create? No. Salesforce already knew that what could be the data that you might store into campaign. Based on that, Salesforce has already created those fields for you. Okay, but then there are certain fields like what is that? Feedback about. Do you see that field is not there? This field is not there, right? Manager name, feedback for that, and all the model name. There are a couple of fields which is not there in the list, correct? So this should be your job as an admin. So we are learning the admin, right? Salesforce admin. So Salesforce admin has to configure that. business, Land Rover will say, hey, I want to, these are the not sufficient field for me. Could you please create manager name field so that I can capture the manager name? Could you please create what do you say, a budget for the campaign? No budget is there. A feedback about the model. So this customization that you have to do. Let me tell you here, Salesforce, it has a basic implementations. Now it has a basic platform. As a developer, as an admin, you have to customize the platform based on the customer need. You got it? So that is what the customization that you have to do. Okay. Now, can you tell me who will be storing the data? Who will be inserting the data over here? You are the admin, okay? Will that be your job to store the data?
Land Rovers, I think.
Yep.
Land Rover.
Someone from the sales or marketing or who is running the campaign.
Who is running the campaign means people who are working for Land Rover. Okay. So all the business executive who are working for Land Rover, they will have their own username and password. Okay. Let's say Basant is the Land Rover executive. Okay. He is the manager of the campaign. He's working in Chicago, suppose. So he is logging into with his credential, he's logging to the Salesforce ecosystem by this login.salesforce.com, and he's inserting the data. As an admin or developer, you don't have to store the data. Storing the data, that will be the customer's job. You have to configure the system. You have to customize the platform such a way so that the customer can store the data without any hassle. Okay, in your next 30 days classes, right, we'll be learning how to do this customization. We'll be seeing a number of business scenarios where we need the customization, and then we will see how to do the customization. Okay, tomorrow, but let me just discuss this. See, Land Rover, understand everybody, okay? Land Rover is the company who might have 1,000 of sales executive. Suppose Basant is working from Chicago. There's another sales executive, Ankita, Shakti, Raja, Afros. Everybody, they're working from different countries. Rover, they have a business in every country, right? So all the executive are working from different countries. But end of the day, all they are logging into the same platform, right? So we will see, there is something called users. Basant is one of the logged in user. Like that, this particular Salesforce org will have 1,000 of users who supposed to have access to the Salesforce database, who belongs to Land Rover, a sales executive team. Okay, for everybody, we will see how to create user. Okay, that's the job of admin. So for this all 1,000 user, admin has to enroll all 1,000 people as a Salesforce user. How? We're gonna see in our classes, next classes. So when 1,000 people become the user of Salesforce, we have to create the user. Okay, then every individual, understand here, every individual sales executive will have their own username and password. Now anybody can log in with this login.salesforce.com URL. Anybody can log into the same Salesforce instance. Means any data created by Basant, Ankita can see the data. Ankita's data that has been created by Ankita, right? Another user we sitting in suppose London, he can see the data. Right? It's a shared database. Everybody can see everybody's data, but there will be some security. That's like we have a big class on the security. Okay, that security will be talking about that. Sakti, is it clear now? How does it work? So there will be different executives who will be holding their own username and password. Everybody has to log into the same Salesforce instance. How? They have to go to login.salesforce.com from their mobile phone, from their laptop, tablet, whatever it is, and then they have to give their username and password over here. Once you give your username and password, click on login, you'll be logging into the same Salesforce instance. This instance is for Land Rover. Suppose there is another company called Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce, they will have their separate user Salesforce org. Basant cannot log into the Rolls-Royce Salesforce org. Okay, It's a different thing. So the users, as an admin, you have to create. There's a new guy joined today, you have to create a user for him, and you have to share the username and password to him. Okay, so every individual users will be logging to the same Salesforce database, and from anywhere, from the field itself, they can gather the data through their mobile phone, and they can directly store the data into cloud, and from anywhere in the world they can access the data within a second. Clear?